Hello, and welcome back to The Lore Behind. Today we'll be taking a look at Roy, Blazing Lion. Roy makes his debut in Fire Emblem 6 as the main protagonist, rushing back to his father's aid. His father, Eliwood, is sick in the early events of Fire Emblem 6, so it's up to you to take back the Castle Foray, your home. You later learn the powerful military nation of Bern is out to conquer the world and give the world back to Aleb's dragon ancestors. This sparks a war across all of Aleb. Roy is sent to seek guidance from the leader of the Lycian League army in Hector, but is instead met with death. And in Hector's dying breath, he asks Roy to take care of Lilina, his daughter. After successfully stopping the Ostian rebellion and saving Lilina from the traitors, Roy learns of the legendary weapons that are sealed all across the land. Roy is then appointed leader of the Lycian League army tasked with stopping the war, all while collecting the weapons that were sealed away by the 8 legendary heroes. While we venture all across Aleb, picking up and finding each legendary weapon, it's when Roy picks up the Binding Blade that his promotion to Master Lord occurs. This is when the clash in ideals occurs. Roy believes in the purity of humanity, while Zephyl truly believes that humanity cannot be saved. Both of Heartmut's blades clash in the battle between Roy and Zephyl, but if you've played through the events of Fire Emblem 6 and got the true ending, you know that Roy triumphs and prevails. The depiction of Blazing Lion Roy seems to be that of one after he picks up the Binding Blade. His design is similar to the original Roy outfit, but with minor changes, incorporating both the old design and the Awakening redesign. His skills and weapons are kind of a throwback to the original Binding Blade weapon, only this time it's called Dragon Bind. This weapon is probably still the Binding Blade, as it shares the same ideas of what the original Binding Blade could do: seal away the souls of the dragons. It even has built-in distant counter, just like how the Binding Blade in Fire Emblem 6 had the chance to attack at 2 ranges. Roy's B skill Renewal is also a callback to how the original Binding Blade could be used as an elixir. The flames that could be drawn out from the sword is not only a destructive force, but a force that can heal. And with the heavy dragon motif that's present in all across Fire Emblem 6, it's only right that Roy has Dragon Fang. Bonus Doubler is a hard one to grasp, especially in reference to what it could have been in the original game. The best that I could come up with is Roy's late promotion and the Binding Blade practically doubling his stats upon promotion. But I do feel as though I'm not getting the full picture of what his A skill could be in reference to. The most interesting one and the most memed upon skill that Roy has in his kit is his unique C skill, Human Virtue. While people have been cracking jokes about how Roy is just looking down upon subhumans, there's quite a sad undertone to the name and skill. In Chapter 24 of Fire Emblem 6, we are met with a dragon named Yon. Yon was present in the first ever war against humanity, dubbed the Scourging. Through the game's prologue, we learned that the dragons lose, and it's here he lay dormant in the temple that Roy enters, taking his time, healing. But without the divine dragon's power, his wounds would never be fully healed. With Zephyl freeing Eden from her seal, Yon regains a lot of his powers, and he explains how the war dragons come to be. Eden is a divine dragon that had her soul taken out of her. Without her soul present, she becomes a tool for war, whose only purpose was to give life to war dragons. Her status as divine dragon would be stripped away from her, and she would be reborn into what we know in-game as the Dark Dragon. Roy feels pity towards the Dark Dragon, which Yon comments. I understand that Heartmut did know a little bit about the Dark Dragon. Then, seeing it as the little girl Eden, he must have felt pity. It is another emotion that we dragons cannot comprehend. It is the power to feel pity for the soulless Dark Dragon that is the Human Virtue. Getting the best ending, we know that Roy dealing the final blow against Eden in an odd way helps her regain her soul. The Binding Blade's purpose alters with the feelings of the user, and it's the feeling of pity and sorrow that Roy feels towards Eden that allows Eden to live a new life with her friend Faye at the end of Fire Emblem 6's best ending. That is the Human Virtue. All in all, I think that this Roy is a fantastic transition from how he was portrayed in FE6 thanks to Fire Emblem Heroes. This has been JaeAIK. Thanks for watching.